What's a primate?
According to Wikipedia, primates are a diverse order of mammals.
Thanks.
Divided into the strepsirrhines, which include the lemurs, galagos, and lorisids, and the haplorhines, which include the tarsiers and the simians.
Not her name in Pokemon.
Hey guys! We made it. We made it. Golly, it's been a while, Faith.
It's been a minute. I gotta know. We've been talking, but the people don't know. The people don't know what has been going on. If you saw our little flashback clip, we've been in this game, but we've been on the bench. We've been on the bench. So now it's time to actually actively play. And so it's been a minute. What have you been up to for the past, God, what is it now? 2.5-ish, 2.3 years? What's been going on?
That's insane. That's insane to even think about.
Yeah.
So the last time we recorded, I was living in a different state. I have since moved to another state. So there's an update. It was ridiculousness. We moved and then had to move again within the course of 3 months. And that was all while finding out we were expecting. So I now have a whole son. So that's crazy. He is amazing. He is beautiful. He is extroverted and joyous and extremely social.
Sounds familiar.
I might be raising a little me. It's fine. But he's the best. He's a mama's boy right now. So he's in the stage of like, no, hand me back to my mom. And like, if I walk in the room, it's like, like immediately give me to my mom. But he's so sweet. It's been a journey. I am definitely walking through postpartum depression, which is super common. And so every day I'm trying to get a little better, trying to get back into the routine of just like finding myself again, really, and getting back into the things that I love to do. And so that's been really fun. And my husband is the most supportive person in the planet, and always trying to make sure we're taking intentional steps to get me back to where I was. So yeah, that's happening. I haven't been singing as much as I was in the past, and I surprisingly don't miss it. So that's wild. Sorry for those of you who was like, but we want to miss your voice. I know.
You hate to see it.
Hey, chilling in these streets. It's been an adjustment. I'm, used to working. And so I'm like straight up living the stay-at-home mom life right now, which I never thought would be my journey. But here I am. And it's been interesting and fun and new, and meeting new moms in the area and just try to make new friends. Because, of course, when we moved, new city, pregnant, can't really get out and meet people. So I'm like having to do all this post baby. But it's been a good adjustment. We're liking where we are now. We're close to a couple big cities, which is what I need. Okay, I need to be able to turn up a couple times. And so it's been really fun. But what about you? Oh my gosh.
Oh dear. Oh my gosh. So since we last clocked in, since we were last on the court, I'm not letting this metaphor go. My husband and I sold our first house way quicker than anticipated. And got the second one. We were really privileged to be able to be kind of raise a family in here home now. Moving in was a little awkward because we had like 2 items, because when you're 2 single adults, you have 2 items. So we moved in and we unpacked in like an hour, and we were like, now what? So we're slowly but surely like actually like fully nesting. Since then, let's see, I lost 30 pounds. And like gained like 8 or 10 back, but it's fine. I survived the pandemic, so this body got me through. I left teaching. Last time we checked in, I was teaching high school. Loved the students. The grind was different. Again, in a pandemic, and so I stepped away and kind of shifted into nonprofit work, which I'm loving now. Very much so a hybrid worker girly, mainly like tearing towards remote, which is cool. My work-life
So
balance, my
awesome.
sleep, my physical health has just been better than it's ever been. And so I feel really fortunate to be in that space. So it's like, okay, what am I going to do with this time on my hands? No kids yet. Family and everybody who loves me, they're so kind and they're not pressuring us, but they're also like, hey.
Not me, child. Take your time.
So we are
Take your
definitely
time.
feeling no pressure, but still very excited for that possibility in the future. I've actually been singing more than ever, which is like the opposite of
So
Nicole,
weird.
which is crazy. So we come from a very musical family who's always been very hands-on in ministry. And so I've started leading worship where I serve with the Latino ministry. And it's been so strange to like see my face on people's websites and to try not to listen back
Yeah,
on
girl.
Sundays to whatever the heck I sound like that day. But it's been really cool. I feel like it's been scratching a creative itch that I've had for a while now. And so I feel very balanced. I'm able to be organized, structure, strategic faith at work. I'm able to be creative outside of work. And now doing this has been scratching another creative itch with like media that I low-key have a degree in, but never used it till now.
Like nobody knows. I was like,
Nobody.
wait, you have a
I keep
what?
forgetting, dog. Yeah.
It's
Oops. But yeah, so I've been doing really well. I'm so excited to get started with this again.
Same. Yeah.
But yeah, we're rocking and rolling. That's my favorite corporate phrase. All right, everybody, good morning. We're rocking and rolling. That's my favorite phrase that the white guys say at work. It's my favorite. So we're rocking and rolling into this new year.
Oh my gosh.
But that's what's been going on with me.
I love it. And I love that we've been able to stay connected, even though we have, been away from each other.
Yeah, long distance for like 3
Long
years.
distance. Yeah. We moved in 2020. Yeah. So it's crazy.
That's crazy. We did it.
Yeah.
It is possible, folks. It is. You just got to
It
put
is
in that work.
That work. Okay, Faith, I have a question for you.
I'm ready.
Okay. Question of the day, folks. Okay.
Geez.
Yeah, it's okay. This is gonna get your brain waves going a little bit. Okay. It won't.
Okay.
It's not gonna be. It's not gonna be like math. Because why?
No, absolutely not.
Okay. So, the fingerprints of what animal most resembles human fingerprints? What do you think?
Okay. I feel like the Who Wants to Be a Millionaire music is like in my head right now. Yeah, right.
Should I give you like multiple choice?
No, but can I ask like exploratory questions?
Okay.
Like, is it a
Yeah,
primate?
of course.
A primate
Yeah.
or like monkeys? Gorilla, orangutan. There's like the little capuchin monkeys. Am I getting
maybe it's not a primate? Give me. It's a mammal.
It's a mammal. Great.
I'm sorry. Primate equals monkey? Is that really okay? Well, it's not a monkey.
Yeah, like humans are primates, like monkeys, and there's another thing that's not a monkey. There's because monkeys have tails, and the other ones don't have tails. Like gorillas don't have tails. Orangutans don't have tails. But it's not any of that. Like I'm getting.
What's a primate?
According to Wikipedia, primates are a diverse order of mammals.
Thanks.
Divided into the strepsirrhines, which include the lemurs, galagos, and lorisids, and the haplorhines, which include the tarsiers and the simians.
Not her name in Pokemon. The Charizards. Wow.
Let me see. Hold on. Let me start check.
I'm gonna keep thinking.
Interesting.
Oh, what do you?
Okay, so it's not a primate.
Really? Am I gonna be shocked at the answer? Or I'm gonna be like,
I think you might be like, huh. I'll give you a hint. I don't know if this is gonna be easy or not, but they climb similarly to primates.
Really?
But they're not primates. Yes.
Who is out here climbing? I cannot fathom anything besides us and them that climb like that. Okay, it's not anything. Obviously, nothing that has a hoof because hoofs don't have fingers.
No.
I don't know if I know that we're like
climb trees.
genetically close to bananas.
Besides the goats. Sorry.
Oh yeah, they
What?
do. They like climb those mountains. They're like
Never
banana.
mind.
I'll send it to you. Bananas and humans have like a lot of DNA similarities. Like for there has to be a reason, um, but bananas in fact do not have fingers. Um,
I'm done.
is it koalas?
Yes.
Really?
It's the koala. Yes.
I was thinking like what's in trees. Koalas are also very mean. By the like, very
Incredibly
mean.
aggressive.
Like,
Incredibly aggressive. Yeah. Don't be messing with them. They're like, I know I'm cute. Don't
but like,
touch me.
please don't. Please don't.
Yes.
Really,
Yes.
koalas.
Koalas. Not wild. Yeah.
Wow.
That's why I was like, is a koala a primate? But technically it's a marsupial.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Oh my
Wild.
god. Now I'm like, I want to do, was it in Tarzan? Where they like touch hands? I like want to go touch hands with the koala. But since they're not friendly, I will
Watch hands.
not. I
I
will
will
not be
not.
doing that with the koala.
Yeah.
Okay. I learned
Yeah. I'm
something
not
new
crazy.
today. Let's go.
You got it. You got it.
Okay,
I
mine's a
love it.
little bit different. My question for
Okay.
you is more of a, you kind of have to like talk through it, mull it over. Okay.
Oh, great. Okay.
So, could you tell me the difference between A, in the secular world, they call it manifestation. In the more religious space, they call it like walking in faith, putting your name on it, speaking life to it. What's the difference
Okay.
between that type of manifestation
Mm-hmm.
and delusion? Where do you think that line is? I'm serious. Where do you think the line is
Yo.
between manifestation and delusion? You can use an example. It's very, very, there's no right or wrong. What do you think the difference is?
You know how they say that thing where it's like, what is it? What's the phrase about being idiotic? Is it idiocy where you like
I don't know
you
if it's
do the same thing
idiocracy,
over and over again and
insanity,
expect the same insanity? I knew it was
insanity.
that. Yeah, when you do the same thing over and over again and expect a different result.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it might be within that realm of things. Because yeah, like you said, it kind of in that space where it's just like, I'm gonna be a millionaire one day. And it's like, what steps have you taken to get
Mm-hmm.
there?
And
Are
what
you
structures,
just
capitalistic structures, do you live in that are intentionally preventing you from getting there?
that part?
Hmm.
That part. That's the unfortunate part.
Yeah.
I I I tend to be, though a bubbly personality, I tend to be a little bit more pessimistic
Mm-hmm.
and realistic in my thoughts.
Yeah.
So it's very funny being married to somebody who's very optimistic. And sometimes I'm just like, stop being happy all the time. I don't no. No. Yeah. So I feel like sometimes I also, and we've had this conversation before, I don't consider myself to be much of a dreamer either.
Mm-hmm.
Um yeah. And I think it's all connected. It's like, well, if I dream and it doesn't happen, then I'm just gonna be upset. So I'm just gonna not dream. Pessimism. Um yeah, it's sad.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I feel like sometimes people have these like huge dreams that I'm like, okay, but we have to be realistic here. Like, because to me, if you don't get realistic, that's when you start to get disappointed. And
Yeah.
like, well, it's like you didn't take a step. So I think it's just delusion and manifestation. That's funny.
Where's the line at? Where's the
I
line? And you shared
I
a little
just
bit,
think,
like
yeah,
repeated
honestly, I think that's,
action.
yeah, I think that's, honestly, I think that's it. Like, but then I know like the certain spaces, it's like, well, you just have to keep speaking it and like, don't,
Mm-hmm.
we have a, higher power who can, and so I just, yeah, it gets really sticky for me. It gets
Mm-hmm.
kind of sticky
Mm-hmm.
for me
Yeah.
there.
I also have no idea how to answer this question. I feel like for me, and let me cook on this one, okay? I think the difference is money in the sense of how much money you actually have or how much money you are perceived to have. For example, right?
Okay.
So if you meet somebody who is like just finished up high school, taking community college classes, they're in their like late teens, early 20s, and they pull up on you, good kid, good kid. They're wearing the Crocs, and they got, what are the kids wearing now? Those book bags that the kids wear. The book bags.
Okay. I feel like all kids wear book bags to school, but okay, yeah, keep going.
And they write this like manifesto on social media about how like, I'm gonna go to the moon in the next year, and I'm gonna be the first however person to make it there. It's gonna be a big deal. People are gonna be like, like whatever, like, I'm not hearing you. Then you have people like Elon, who says the craziest stuff, but because of money and access and privilege and white manhood, he's not going to be called Delulu. He's going to be like, well, it's a fair possibility. So I don't think
Innovative.
I don't think it's a difference between talent. I think it's like resources and money that kind of like draw that line for people.
That's
And it's
valid.
unfortunate, and
Yeah.
it's more, there's more layers to that, but that's
Yeah.
my initial thought of like
Yeah.
what that line is, because
Yeah.
like people say crazy stuff all the time, but it's the ones with like privilege and wealth and access.
They get it
The
done.
last thing they get called is delusional.
Yeah.
And sometimes whether they get it done or not, whatever, they're a dreamer. And it's like, very, very interesting. Very, very interesting. So that's my line. I don't know.
Okay.
In the comments,
See?
let us know if you have another line, or if you don't think that
Yeah.
there's a line, if you think that it's just the same thing in different fonts. I don't know.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't know. Who knows?
Who
Good
knows?
questions. I like
Good
those.
question. Yeah.
Okay. Come on, snack.
Apples and bananas.
Gracie's Corner is eating. Oh, God.
Okay. Sorry.
Get you through the day.
Yeah,
Okay.
Lord.
So it's time. We got to chat about what you've been obsessed with lately. I find being home a lot more than normal. I have time to get like obsessed with things. So some of my obsessions are strange. I guess I'd call them like fixations, and they last for very specific amounts of time. Then I never think or talk about it again. So what have you been like obsessed with lately?
I mean, here's the thing. I have 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 4 things.
Oh,
That
wow.
I have but I want you to choose which one to talk about, right? Here are the categories, right?
Okay.
I have a informative thing that I'm obsessed with right now. A snack I'm obsessed with right now. A song I'm obsessed with right now, and an artist, a musician that I'm obsessed with right now. So choose one of those.
Can I choose?
I was gonna base mine off of yours, because I was like, I want to do something that's different than whatever one that you do. If you're obsessed with anything,
mine are different.
Oh,
mine are much less organized. Okay, I'll go with artist. What artist are you obsessed with right now?
Renee Rapp.
Yeah,
She just apart from the fact that she is from our hometown.
Period.
Okay.
Yeah. Big shout outs. North Carolina, let's go.
Shout out to North Carolina, to Queen City.
Yeah,
to the surrounding areas.
Yeah, she's real respectful by saying she's from Huntersville and not claiming Charlotte. But like, right. we got you. We see you.
We welcome you in Boobille.
Yeah, we trade you for the baby. Yeah, please go on.
I'm done. Yeah. So I'm obsessed with her right now. I think that she is definitely clearly on the come up, and her media team is putting her
incredible
out there. And so yeah, I just think I love her most recent album. I think probably her debut album.
Yeah.
And we were trying to figure out before, because I was trying to put you on. I was like, oh, Renee Rapp's album is so good. And you were like, eh. And I was like,
yeah.
But then I realized it's because her range is very similar to my range when I sing, so I can easily sing the songs on her album.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm obsessed with Renee Rapp right now. She's very much so herself in all the interviews. She's not trying to like put on this like bubbly personality. She's just very very chill, and like she's herself. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I love her voice. I love that I think I watched an interview with her, and she said that she creates music that's different than the music she takes in. So it's like she hears influences from all, like she loves R&B. Like Jasmine
Yeah.
Sullivan is like one of her favorite artists.
Yeah. Heck yeah.
And she can run, okay? Renee can
No, she has
run.
the talent to back it up. That's not a
Yes.
question. Like the
Amen.
album was like, but I know Renee Rapp from Broadway and from
Yeah.
covers and
Yeah.
from Sex Life of College Girls. And so it's like, although this album maybe wasn't for me, like I'm gonna ride for Renee Rapp because the talent is there.
Yeah.
Versus the other way around, where like an album bangs, but then you see them live and it's like, okay,
No,
you
the girl
know,
can blow. Yeah.
yeah.
So yeah, I'm excited to like see her in the new Mean Girls movie as she like
Yes.
reprises her role
I'm gonna
as
tear it
Regina
up.
George.
Tear the movie up.
Yeah, I just think it's gonna be really good. It's gonna be really fun. And some people are like, "Oh, why do we need a remake?" And it's like, chill out. It's
the
a
musical.
remake of the musical, not of the movie. Even though they're all Tina Fey, so she can do what she wants.
Yep.
Yeah. So that's where I'm at right now. Favorite song on that album? I have a lot of them I listen to, but I really like Gemini Moon. And it's a short song, but it's I like Gemini Moon a lot.
Out of all of them, for me, it's Tummy Hurts. There's a
that song
live version of
bangs.
Tummy Hurts that's like, ooh, it's good.
Yeah. It's good.
It's
The Coco
good.
Jones was the choice for that. I was like, nah, it's not my two favorite people coming together.
I could talk for a very long time about Coco Jones.
That last run she does in that song,
disrespectful.
I was saying,
disrespectful. That run to me is very close to there's a run at the end of Justin Bieber's Christmas album, which is top 4 Christmas albums of all time, by the way, and it's not number 4. There's a run. There's a song called Fa La La, and Boys to Men is on the track. The album is stacked with guests, but the run at the end of that song is, if I don't get copyrighted, I'm gonna throw it in this video alongside with the Coco Jones run. Y'all gotta tell us which one is the best. It's crazy. There's nothing better than just like dropping a crazy run at the end of the song and being like,
nothing better. Tell me.
Crazy.
I'm gonna leave the stage.
Crazy. Okay, I gotta know what snack you're obsessed with though.
Oh God. Okay, so I haven't been eating it much recently because right after Christmas I was like, let me do better.
I get it.
And I miss it and I think about it daily.
Not a day goes by.
Not a day goes by, bro. Y'all don't roast me, okay? Like chill out. But it's graham crackers and Nutella. What I will do is I will sandwich the Nutella in between 2 graham crackers. And that's it.
It's not that bad though. Like it's not like
delicious.
a crazy like lemon juice and like peanut butter. No. Like it's a very normal, like that's a palatable snack. It's a very palatable snack.
Good. And I miss it so much. But like the thing is though, is like I'll go through one full sleeve of graham crackers. And they got like it's like 8 of them things. I mean, sandwich. So I got like 16 sandwiches, right? Because I have
the ugliest bag in the universe, by the way.
Just trash.
Ugliest packaging.
Just trash. Also, I now have a preferred graham cracker.
Okay.
I like Nabisco over Honey Maid. I think that's what it's called.
Honey grams? Honey? I see the blue box. Like I know what you're talking about.
No blue box for me anymore. And I figured that out when I came back home. And Dad and because I was like, he's like, you want to get me something from the store? And I was like, Nutella and graham crackers, please. And he brought back Nabisco. And I was like, what is this? Apparently it's the same company.
Oh, of course it is, because monopolies. Yeah.
And they just rebranded.
They probably also make like tires and like garden hoses. Like Yamaha makes everything. So Nabisco hits.
Yeah, I think it tastes better. I think it's not as like, how some graham crackers, you can tell, how it's like some Oreos you bite into and they're like, why is it so crumbly? Like this is not.
No, I've thrown a whole like box of Oreos away without even thinking about
trash. Yeah, that's what I feel like Honey Maid is now. Like after like comparing the two, and apparently Nabisco was first, and Honey Maid was like the rebrand. So yeah, I have to do Nabisco graham crackers now, and so much Nutella. I love it. But yeah, I've had to like chill out because I will tear it up.
Yeah, I get it. Sweet tooth for both of us is like really intense. Like we have to be very careful. It's M&M's for me. Like I'll clear a family bag without even thinking about it. And it's like, this is not normal.
Yeah.
Not normal that it's bad, but it's not the healthiest when it comes to like doing it repeatedly. That's like not something that I should do. So.
Okay, what about you?
Oh man. Okay. So recently I've been obsessed with the little dinosaur meme. Not dinosaur, I'm sorry. It is Toothless from How to Train Your Dragon. There was like this animated version of Toothless. Not that he's already originally animated. There was like a 2D animation version of Toothless. And I think it's from like a cartoon or YouTube video. I have to find it. But there is the music in the background playing is from Pokemon Black and White. And then the dance is like just Toothless, like
How have I not seen this?
it's everywhere right now.
How have I not seen this?
Everywhere. And so literally it is just like a celebratory, happy, wholesome meme. And so people will be like, the sun rotates around the earth for 365 days. Humans, dee 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 dee. And then it's like waiting for my food in the microwave. Dee 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 dee. It just every single time, like I watch the full rotation because it's a cute little song and it's a cute little dance, and it just makes me smile every single time.
Amazing.
So that's what I've been obsessed with in terms of like memes right now.
Okay.
We had a crazy start to 2024, so I'm gonna hold my opinion on everything that has been and will be going viral in the next week.
Ooh, glory.
It's been an insane time already.
Yeah.
Another thing that I'm obsessed with is the show The Bear. It is incredible. I was late to the game watching it. I was watching it after season 2 aired. A friend of mine came to town and we were like, let's share our obsessions. So we literally just ping ponged like an episode of Ted Lasso, episode of The Bear, Lasso Bear, Lasso Bear. And
I
so I watched it through all the way while she was in town, and now I'm rewatching it for cinematic choices. Before I was watching for dialogue because it's fast and intense, and if you miss what was said, you're gonna miss a plot point that's definitely gonna come up later. So I've been like rewatching The Bear as my like active watching show, and my passive watching show right now, I'm rewatching Modern Family. The first 4 seasons
are so
funny.
It's some so much of that writing. Show would not fly today, which is
no, they couldn't make that show today, which is crazy. But it came out in 2009, and so it's far enough to where I know the characters that I love and I have memorable scenes that I like, but it's like watching it all over again. And so that's kind of like been my background show obsession when I'm like working or cleaning. Those have been my obsessions lately. The dinosaur, the bear. He's not a dinosaur. The dragon.
Oh, he's a dragon.
The bear.
He's definitely a dragon.
Definitely a dragon.
Definitely a dragon.
Be cousins or something. Maybe they share fingerprints. But the dragon, the bear, and Modern Family have been my new obsessions lately.
I love
it's been a
that.
good time.
Yeah.
Beep, 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 beep,
beep. Sing, ding, the song. Bing, 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 bing.
All right, so it's time for the segment. The segment, okay? It is time for GeoNews. All right. So GeoNews is a segment that came out as we were talking about, what do we want to do this time around? Enjoy the sounds of the rain if you can hear it. It's a very lovely rainy day here in North Carolina.
Same here.
In Florida. So we were talking through how the news that we get probably anywhere in the world, but especially in the US, is just super streamlined and not detailed, and the news cycle is so fast. It's like, hey, this horrible thing happened, but also this couple just broke up, and it's like, this is like a lot. And I remember both of us in school, we were really fortunate to have educations and households that pushed us to dig deeper and to find new things and to learn about the world in our own way. And so that's something that I've been missing as I've not been in school for a while. And so we were like, how can we and our audience learn about stuff that's going on around the world? Right.
Yeah.
So that's the conversation we're having. On the other side of that, I'm an active GeoGuessr player. I started playing it while teaching high schoolers when it was just like we had time in between. We wanted to play something. It was something we could all participate in. So we came up with this GeoNews segment. So it looks like behind the scenes, me playing GeoGuessr, finding cities for us to research. And then when it's time for us to record our episode, we talk through news from that region. It could be serious news. It could be comical news. It can be rolling stuff if we want to keep investigating something specific. So let's hop into our GeoNews segment. Christian, do you want to do the honors of talking through your city?
Sure. Okay, so the city that you had selected for me is actually in Iceland. Okay, so I think it's Reykjavik.
We'll figure it out. Bless you.
Okay, so she said, "Bless you." Yeah, leave me alone. Okay, so here it is. This is from December 19th. So this is last year, right?
Mhm.
Technically, yeah, they like it. Okay, so it's still recent. Iceland volcano eruption. Earthquakes weaken, but scientists warn of lurking danger. Iceland will see what the forces of nature have in store, the president says.
Oof.
So it says a volcano that began erupting on Monday in Iceland continued to spew lava on Tuesday. It was accompanied by hundreds of earthquakes across the magma flow on the country's southwestern coast. The
Nah.
volcanic activity in Skungergringingung on the Rinking Peninsula appeared to be chill out. Appears to be diminishing.
rinky dinky Okay, go ahead.
That funny thing is that is the song obsession that I had.
Oh, nice.
Was Gracie's Corner Skidamaring?
It hits. It hits.
I was like, hey. Anyway, Rinking Peninsula appeared to be diminishing, according to Iceland's meteorological.
I see the vision. I see the vision.
I've said this word
Meteorological.
before. Yeah, and for some reason, I'm error. Office. New aerial images analyzed Tuesday showed that there are now three vents belching. Ooh, come on, word. Belching lava southeast of this. I'll tell you something about Iceland. They gonna have some names. Stora Skogfell, down from 5 at the start of the eruption in the volcanic system. Officials said.
They're gonna come for you. The UN is gonna come for you if they're part of the UN. I don't even know.
The lava flow is estimated to be 1/4 of what it was at the beginning of the eruption. So yeah, lava's flowing in these streets. Skipping down a little bit, at least 320 earthquakes. One measuring a magnitude of 4.1 have occurred since the volcano blew Monday night. But since the eruption, seismic activity in the area has significantly decreased. Since noon on Tuesday, there have only been 10 earthquakes recorded. Oh, only. Yeah. So and the thing is, I think what I was reading, a part of this article was like, they had already evacuated people from the
They did do
earthquake.
well with that. Yeah.
And then they came, I feel like everybody came back and it was like, volcano erupts. And they were like, ugh. Which,
psych.
yeah, nobody has been hurt.
Good.
As far as I see, it's not like a major earthquake. Or not a major earthquake, a major volcano, like because they there's like 7 super volcanoes.
Yeah.
This isn't one of them. I thought it was at
that.
first. Yes. Yeah, so this is not a super volcano. But yeah, at the time, officials declared a state of emergency near the Mount volcano on the sparsely populated Rinking James Peninsula.
Ripped Jeans Peninsula. No, imagine though, like, it's just so weird to fathom being on a country that's geographically that small, because the US is just, it's massive. It's too big. Maybe I don't know. I think we need to slice it up. That's another episode. But it's so strange to like live in an area that is like so small geographically, but has such intense like biodiversity or like biological phenomenons in like a small place. It's like
terrifying.
I can't fathom what it must be like to be like, oh yeah, like can't go to work today because like there's a volcano. Like that's not even like a little bit on my radar
at all.
I'm sure like in Hawaii that's a thing, and I'm sure in Alaska they have like crazy storms, but like,
and like what was it? Not a volcano, but like I think there's 2 places in the US that are sites of super volcanoes. I think one is
like
in
Yosemite.
Yeah, one's in Yellowstone, and then the other one is somewhere in Cali.
Oh, it's terrifying. I know the San Andreas Fault is also like just like a thing that's there, and we're just kind of waiting for it to. That's terrifying. That's actually terrifying. Like I remember I was in Peru with my husband, and we were eating lunch at this buffet, and I noticed how like this particular place was like sunken. It was like you had to kind of go down a couple steps to go into the place. And I was like, that's weird. Like, that's a thing that's common in a lot of buildings and a lot of structures out there. Like, oh, yeah, like we get a lot of earthquakes down here. It's very normal. And there's like two plates right now. It's the Andean something plate, something. The plates are like this, and they're going this way. So eventually they're
Oh
gonna,
my gosh.
and they're like, yeah, we're just like waiting like any day now. And for the
Oh no.
rest of the trip, I was not right. I was not, and I hate flying, but I was like, get me on the plane because this is insane,
Yeah.
insane. And I think I told you the story. I asked my husband, I was like, babe, like, what do you do when there's an earthquake? Like, what's the protocol? Don't you like stand in a doorway? Like, what do you do in an earthquake? And he texted me back, go to heaven, question mark. And I'm like, what do you
I
mean go to
You did not
heaven?
tell me that. That is so funny.
He says the craziest stuff. And it rocks my brain how like the environments that we grew up in general, culturally, linguistically, but also just like naturally, like natural environment, like tornadoes and thunderstorms freak him out, right? And earthquakes and
Wow.
tsunamis freak me out. So like our fears are just different based on where we
Yeah.
are.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, he is now in my territory with tornadoes and thunderstorms and crazy weather, insane
Mhm.
mosquitoes, and way more wildlife. He's from Lima, so it's just like pigeons and dogs and buildings. In terms of like that's what you have to worry about. Here, it's
Yeah.
like snakes and coyotes and all kinds of stuff. So
Mm-mm.
you hate to see it.
Lord have
Welcome to
mercy.
America.
There you go.
Okay,
Okay, what city did
so
you have?
my city was Kuala Lumpur in Malaysia.
Koala coming back, making a comeback.
Shout out to koalas. So I'm gonna read these names off my laptop. I'm not a phone girly. I got bad eyes, so I need help.
I'm done. That's hilarious.
Okay, so this news, Kuala Lumpur, as of January 5th.
Okay.
Prime Minister Datuk Seri Anwar Ibrahim
Come on.
wants Malaysians and higher learning institutions in the country to ensure their students master the national language, which is called Bahasa Melayu, or they've abbreviated it BM. He said the mastery of the national language not only builds national pride, but also a nation's identity. He also said that doing so will indirectly lead to mastering the English language, which he stressed is equally important in this day and age. So he's pretty much wanting to make it required for, he said higher learning institutions. So I'm
Yeah.
assuming universities for folks to
Yeah.
be able to fluently communicate in both languages.
Sick.
That's standing on business. I love
Heck
that.
yeah.
As an African American, as an American, we're exposed to a lot of languages depending on where you live.
Mm-hmm.
But it's very much so like to go far, you must speak English. And I feel like that's starting to become a global standard too, which is like I have
Yeah.
feelings about. Um,
Yeah.
I think it's really cool. I don't know, again, I don't know how frequently that language is spoken colloquially because there are a lot of countries where most people just they default on like two different languages.
Yeah.
But so my question for you is like, imagine you're like whatever the equivalent of like maybe like a junior in high school is there.
Okay.
You've only been speaking English because that's the environment you grew up in. Maybe that was like the household standard.
Yeah.
And then you get into this college or you're planning to go to this college and you realize that across the board, you're going to have to learn this whole new language. Like, are you pissed? Are you
I
mad
mean,
about it?
I probably would be in that time. If I was a junior in high school, yeah, I probably would be. I
Mm.
probably would be because I'd be like, I'm so close to finishing, and like literally already. I was telling my husband this the other day. I still have dreams now
Mm.
that for some reason I get called and I'm told that I didn't actually graduate and get my degree, and then I have one more course I have to take.
Wait, hold on. A friend of mine just told me that she has the same dream.
Yeah.
And like went to school in the Midwest, so she literally has to fly out and finish. What is it? What there has to be something like
It's
the
called trauma.
perfectionist in you, or has it happened to you before? Like, have you last minute had to take something that you didn't know you had to
No,
take, or is it just like
no.
a irrational fear that
It's an
like
irrational fear that I have. So yeah, and it scares the crap out of me. And it's not until I wake up till I'm like, wait a second. I definitely have my degree. Like, what is happening? But yeah, so I feel like if I was a junior in high school and I had been told like, and I had been
all
like making
colleges?
A's
Yeah.
and I've been like, on track to like breeze through and like didn't have any worries, to be forced to have to learn another language, would definitely scare the crap out of me because I feel like it would just put my graduation at like in jeopardy.
At risk. Yeah.
So I mean, like freshman year, do it then. But like I feel like if I was a junior, because if he's instituting it now, there's a lot of people who's like seniors.
What the heck? And I wonder if it's like, well, if you've already enrolled, this is not for you. This is for like the new people coming in. Maybe there has to be some type of like a rolling start.
I think so.
And I think maybe this is just a proposal. I don't know why anybody would decline it. Maybe they would change the stipulation of like, well, maybe you have to be. How do you even measure fluency in a language? Like how? Like I don't know. I'd also be heated, but I'd also get it. I'd be like, okay, yeah, national pride. This is really important because languages die. There are languages that have died, languages that are actively dying now, and it's really sad. And so if somebody's asking like, what do you do about it? Like, this is what you do about it. I feel like this is very proactive.
Yeah.
But I'd be mad.
I'll be a little heated for sure.
Ooh. Okay. I learned a lot today. How about you?
I did too, honey. I learned not how to say Reykjavik and skulubadoop. And I need to. Apparently, my dream is just foreshadowing that I need to go back to school.
Don't do it. That's not the answer.
I'm too old for that.
It is not that girl.
No, there's no way. There's no too old to go back to school.
No such thing. Yeah, it's never too late, but you got to really want it because when you don't,
you're gonna be crawling, honey, through this. Anyway, yes, praise.
Lord have mercy. All right, you want to wrap it up for episode 1?
Sure, guys. Thank you for joining us. You can't see my hands, but they're like flicked over the side like this.
Fabulous.
Thank you guys for joining us. Thank you for listening. If you're listening to any of our the audio platforms, we are so excited to keep this thing up and rolling and really just staying connected, me and my sister, and just bringing y'all along with us and hoping that you can enjoy our conversations. And we love you guys. Thank you for joining us, and we will see you next week. So stay tuned.
Yeah. Bye-bye.